Hello coders, welcome back. In the last video we talked about conditional statements. In this video we'll talk about when expression in Kotlin. So let's get started. So what is when? When is an alternative to else if ladder. If you know Java, when expression is similar to switch statement in Java. So as you remember, in the last video we tried to print the grade depending on the marks. In this video, we'll try to replicate the same task by using when expression. Now let's start doing this. First, declare a variable marks and give it some initial value. In order to use when, you have to use the keyword when followed by parentheses and then followed by flower braces. Inside the parentheses, you have to mention the variable name for which you are writing the conditions. So in this case, we are writing conditions for the variable marks. So type the variable marks inside the parentheses. And now between the flower braces, we need to write the conditions. So we had 5 conditions for 5 grades. So for the first grade A plus, marks should be between 90 and 100. So let's start writing our first condition. So in the first condition, the marks should be between 90 and 100. In order to do this check, Kotlin provides a keyword called in, and you have to mention the range. So the range should contain a lower bound and upper bound. So in this case, the lower bound was 90 and the upper bound was 100. So first type the lower bound, and then followed by 2 dots, and then type the upper bound. So this is called as a range in Kotlin. So if marks is between 90 and 100, we'll print the grade as A plus. So after specifying the range, you have to type hyphen and greater than symbol. It is basically a Kotlin syntax. And then here you have to type the instruction which you want to execute when marks is between this range. So we just want to print the grade. So type println and grade. So the syntax may look quite weird, but in Kotlin, this is the way. Now let's write the second condition. In the second condition, the lower bound was 80 and the upper bound was 100. So type in followed by lower range and then followed by upper bound followed by hyphen symbol and greater than symbol, and then type the instruction. Let's do the same thing for the remaining grades for B and C and D. So for B, the lower bound was 80 and the upper bound was 70. Then print the grade as B. For grade D, the lower bound was 60 and the upper bound was 70. And for the last condition, we don't need to mention the range. We can use the else keyword. So type else and then type the message. Now let's try to run the program. Since 87 is between 80 and 90, grade A got printed. Now let's try to change it and give it some other value like 52 and rerun the program to see the output. So now D got printed. So this one is very simpler than writing else if ladder. So guys, that's it for this video. In the next video, we will talk about some other topic in Kotlin. If you have any doubts, please leave them in the comment section, and also the link to the code will be given in the description. And now you will have a quick quiz.